Today we're gonna make larb. It's a Soleil Ocean dish. It's a cold meat salad, but it's really good. It's got a lot of fresh veggies in it, and I'm gonna use chicken. You can also use pork or beef if you want, but I'm gonna use the chicken ground up, and we're gonna go ahead and make this. It's gonna be super good, guys. You eat it in like romaine, kind of like lettuce wrap, but it's always super good. It's one of the family faves, so let's go ahead and start this. All right, guys, so the ingredients are pretty basic for this. I got 3 chicken breasts there. Like I said, you can use pork if you want, or you could use beef, but I'm gonna use chicken. We got some green onions, lime, fish sauce, red onion. There's also cilantro in here, and use a tablespoon of glutinous rice, low carbs in that. If you spread out the amount of carbs in a tablespoon of glutinous rice throughout the amount of servings you're gonna get out of this, it's like minuscule, but it really adds the flavor. You know, you could leave it out if you want, but I'd put it in. It doesn't affect my ketosis at all. It's spread so thin, it's not even something to worry about. And as always, guys, everything that I use will be in the description below with the amounts, so you can check there for the full recipe. All right, guys, so the first step is we're gonna prepare this chicken. Basically, just cut it into cubes. So just cut like 1-inch size cubes, put it into the blender, and then we'll be able to mince it up. And again, this is 3 chicken breasts. And like I said, you could use pork if you want to make ground pork, or you could use beef. I've done it with actual, like, just throw some steaks in there, grind it up. But it's pretty straightforward. Just cut it into cubes, and then you could either use like a food processor. You could probably pre-ground chicken if you wanted to, and do it that way. But I just like to use the fresh chicken, plus we had some to use up in the freezer. Put it in the Ninja. We're just gonna pulse it till it's kind of minced up. We don't really want to pulverize it. We just want to mince it up. So that doesn't take too long in the Ninja. So once you got it all minced up, guys, go ahead and just take it to a pan that's heated, and we're just gonna go ahead and cook the chicken. Add a little bit of seasoning and stuff to that also. So I'm gonna add some crushed black pepper and a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. So as I mentioned, there is a small amount of rice in this. This is a tablespoon of sticky rice, and basically we're just gonna brown that. The carbohydrates that this would add to the recipe is very minor, so I'm not really gonna worry about it. It doesn't have an effect on my ketosis. So I wouldn't worry about it. If you're really super worried about it, you could leave this out. But it really adds a great flavor that you miss out on if you don't put it in. So I think a tablespoon of sticky rice uncooked is 9 grams carbs, but if you divide that by the 8 servings that this is gonna make, I mean, you'd have to eat the whole thing to get that 9 grams. So it's, like I said, it's a minute, but the flavor it adds is a lot. So I highly suggest you do that. Take 1 tablespoon, just put it in a dry pan, and basically you just want to keep this on until they start browning. Once they brown, we're going to remove them and then grind them up into a powder that we're going to put on top of the meat. Our chicken's starting to cook up nicely. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of garlic to that. And I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of the Golden Mountain soy sauce. The rice is starting to brown up. It goes pretty quick. You can kind of start to smell the roastiness of it. It even kind of pops a little bit, kind of like popcorn. And that's about as brown as you want it to get, guys. It looks like our chicken is fully cooked, so I'm going to go ahead and drain out most of the juice and then put it in a container that we can put in the fridge. Alright, guys, so I took the meat, drained out the juice, and put it into a container. We're going to go ahead and put this in the fridge till it cools down. And while that's going on, I'm going to go work out, and then we'll come back and finish it up after. It's been just over an hour and a half, and the chicken's fully cooled, so let's go ahead and finish up the last part. I'm going to make the sauce to put on that, and then we're going to add all the remaining ingredients. A 1/4 cup fish sauce. We'll go ahead and measure that out, about a 1/4 cup. And then we're going to juice an entire lime into that. And then go ahead and add that lime juice to the fish sauce. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of granulated Swerve. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix that up until it fully dissolves. Once it's dissolved, guys, go ahead and give it a taste. It should taste salty, tangy, and sweet, about equal parts of all. So mine still tastes a little salty. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 more teaspoon of the Swerve. And go ahead and mix that in again until it fully dissolves. Yup, that 2 teaspoons is right about perfect, guys. Once the sauce is all set, go ahead and pour that on the meat, guys. And then stir the meat around to incorporate it. I'll tell you what, this is really good the first day, but I think it's even better the next day. After the meat has more time to marinate, really sets the flavors off. Just go ahead and mix it up so it gets all the meat coated so it can kind of start to marinate as we prep the rest. Alright guys, now we're going to take that toasted sticky rice and we're going to go ahead and grind that up. If you don't have a mortar and pestle like I do, you can just use a food processor, a mallet, pretty much anything you have to just grind it up into finer powder. Kind of see the consistency that we got there. It's not finely ground into a powder, but it's just more ground up into some finer grains. So we'll go ahead and add that to the meat mixture. It adds a small amount of carbs, but it really helps make the dish. It's really a part of the authentic larb. So if you skip it, you can, but you're really missing out because it really makes it. Adds a nice texture and smoky flavor to it. To this, I'm going to add 2 Thai bird chilies. And just take them and cut them in half. And you can find these at most Asian stores. Just cut them in half like that, and then just slice them thin, seeds and all. And this really will depend on the amount of spice you like. If you're really sensitive to spice, I would just try 1, but definitely at least 1, I would say. So I usually just do 2. I don't like to go too overboard on the fam because sometimes they don't like the spice as much. But 2 Thai bird chilies. Next up, I'm going to mince up about 1/4 of a red onion. Just go ahead and mince that up into tiny parts. 1/2 bushel of cilantro, stems and all. Go ahead and just mince that up. Then we're going to go ahead and add that in too. About 5 green onions. It does not look great, guys. So now everything's in there. Now we just go ahead and mix everything up. And then we are pretty much done for the most part. This is really good, guys. You can add things like lemongrass, Thai basil, mint. I'm just using what I got on hand here, but this is kind of just my basic go-to. But if you want to add some of those other kind of ingredients, yeah, definitely feel free. It works great with all of them. So it's something you can play around with. Try a few different styles, but this is just kind of my go-to way. So now all we really have to do is prep the hearts of romaine and then make up some lettuce cups. Prep the hearts of romaine, guys. I usually just cut the ends off and then cut them in half and then rinse them off and then serve them with that. Alright guys, so there you go. Chicken larb, super easy, super good. Go ahead and put some sriracha on top of those. You can even do crushed peanuts on there. It's super good and it's even better the next day. It's nice and light and refreshing. Got the salty, sweet, and tangy from the lime. So I think you guys will really enjoy this. If you give it a try, let me know in the comments below what you guys did, how you liked it. But it's one of our favorite recipes. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, hit the like button, hit the bell button to get the notifications when the new cooking videos come out. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again, guys. Alright, Ben said he was going to eat one of these Thai bird chilies straight up. Do it, dude. Did you just eat it?
Fight me.
Is the spice intense?
No.
Single tear. Did you even chew that? You just swallowed it.
You didn't say I had to.
You're gonna poop your pants later.